make some apple butter. First, you're going to need 5 pounds of apples. You're going to want the sweet varieties, which are the red ones. I used Gala apples this time. You're going to peel them and core them, and you're going to pull them seeds out. Cut them into about 1-inch pieces. Put them in your pot. Cover it up with about 2 cups of water. Okay? And let it simmer there, stirring it every once in a while for about 15 minutes or so. Now, the next step, now that these are soft, woo, is to use an immersion blender. I do not own an immersion, sorry y'all saw my trash. I don't own an immersion blender. I'm going to put them in my food processor, and you're going to puree all of these apples. Alright, so next you're going to measure out 8 cups of this, okay? And put it back in your pan. And be careful, it's really, really hot. So there's our first cup. Okay. Now you want to measure it out by the cup. That way you know how many cups you're putting in here, okay? Ended up with about 6 cups, okay? So we're going to add a cup of brown sugar. I'm also going to slide that back on the heat real quick. You want a 1/2 cup of white sugar for every cup you put in there, okay? So we'll do this. So there. Ended up, being 3 cups of sugar, white sugar, a cup of brown sugar. And now we're going to add our spices. And I'm doing all this while holding my phone, so I'm sorry. We're going to add in a teaspoon. And a 1/2 of ground cinnamon. This is cinnamon. And then next, we're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, okay? Just like that. Just like that right there. Now, we're going to, move over there, we're going to mix all this in, okay? Which I can't really do with one hand here, because I'm not that coordinated. I'm going to get it all mixed in really good. We're going to pop the lid back on here. I'm going to turn it down over medium-low heat, which for me is about right there. That's stained. I'm sorry. I clean it all. Well, that wiped out this time. I clean it all the time. But anyway, low to medium heat. And then we're going to let it just simmer. And we're going to stir it, because all that's still going to, all them spices and the sugars is going to melt down into it. Okay? And keep stirring it for about an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. So it gets thick. You can see how it stays on the spoon. I already taste tested it too, by the way. It's done. Alright, so we got our jars. And you fill up your jars. Okay? I'm just going to fill them babies right up. Now we got our jars filled up. There we go. I'll work on them. Then we're going to clean the rim up. Wipe it off. And then we add our cap. I can't do that while I'm holding on to it, the phone though. One-handed. Okay, there we go. Finger tight. Put it in the canner. I have some rosehip syrup that did not seal, yesterday. So it's going back into it. So now you want to fill it up with water till about 1 inch or 2 above the top of your jar. Alright. Add a little vinegar. I got hard water. And let this come to a rolling boil. We'll put the lid back on it. Once it comes to a good rolling boil, we set the timer for 10 minutes. I'm at 10 minutes. You may be at 15 minutes. Check. Make sure. And then bam, they're all done. Now I'm here to tell you, this is the best dang apple butter I have ever had. You put it on your biscuits, put it on your toast, eat it with a spoon. I like to add a little in my hand pies when I make apple hand pies too. I do. Oh, this is good. See how it's set up real good and nice? Go make you some. If you don't want to make any on your own, check the link in my bio. And watch, because I'll have some of this batch up and available for purchase.